Hey, Maximizers! Welcome to my life. If this is your first time watching me, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name's Crystal, aka Krista Maximizer, and I am a content coach. And I help business owners create consistent content that converts into consistent sales by using YouTube as their main marketing platform. I have been creating content on Beyonce's internet, and I started off with YouTube since 2018. Now, when I first got on YouTube, I started off teaching women how to coupon and how to budget and how to meal plan and basically how to strategically save money so they can get the things they want, like, and need without paying full price. Well, in 2020, my couponing clients were like, "Hey, Crystal, there's a pandemic. So can you teach us how to start a YouTube channel? Can you teach us how to start a business? Can you teach us how to start a side hustle so that we can make some money?" And I was like, okay. And then my business coach at the time was like, "Hey, Crystal, you are one of my star students. Can you come coach my people?" And I was like, okay. So in 2020, I accidentally became a business coach. And it wasn't my goal. It wasn't my intention. It wasn't my purpose. It wasn't my focus. I wasn't even thinking about being a business coach. But out of a need to serve my clients and to help my business coach out, I accidentally became a business coach. And what happened was I kind of fell in love with it. And for 3 years, I did both. Forward facing, I was your couponing girl. I was doing all the things. I was going on the news. I was going to CVS. I was going to Walgreens. I was going to Target pre-boycott. I was doing Walmart. I would go to Dollar General. Sometimes I was going to Publix. I was doing all the things around couponing. But behind the scenes, I ran my very first YouTube channel on a budget program. I ran my very first side hustle on a budget program. Thank you so much for those gifts, Shakira. I was taking on one business coaching clients, and I was really helping women take the idea from their brain and turn it into a business. I was helping women actually make money outside of their 9 to 5s. And it was so exciting, and I actually loved it. From that, I started my Money Makers Academy. And the first round of that, 15 women, I helped them start and grow their businesses. Then from the Money Makers Academy, I upgraded and I started Side Hustle Society, and I helped women side hustle alongside their 9 to 5 to make money. And I just absolutely fell in love with business coaching. But then in 2023, my life fell apart. Okay. My life was in shambles and I was feeling stuck. I was in a place where I was trying to create couponing content. I was trying to create business content. Things were all over the place. My life was falling apart. I ended an engagement and I was just dealing with so much. And I was like, I need to pick. I need to pick a focus because I feel unfocused and I feel all over the place. So I sat with myself and I fought this for almost a whole year. And I was like, I need to pick one. And I decided that I wanted to be a business coach because nothing bad happens when women make more money. And I felt like I could make a bigger impact in the world if I actually helped women start and grow a business. So I decided that I was going to start a business. And the first thing I did was I started a second YouTube channel. Why did I do that? Because my couponing YouTube channel had the SEO, the search engine optimization of couponing. And I really wanted to reach women who wanted to start and grow a business from scratch. So I want you to drop some money signs in the chat if you have a business. Drop some money signs in the chat if you want to grow your business in 2026. So just drop a money sign, a money bag, a money symbol of some sort if you have a business and you want to grow your business in 2026, just so I know that you're with me on here. So I knew that I could make a bigger impact if I helped women make more money, help them grow in their life. An extra $500 to $1,000 from a side hustle can really make a difference. I mean, that could put your kids in a sport, that could help you pay some bills, that could help you pay some debt, that could help you get ahead, that could help you go on a vacation that you haven't gone on in 5 years. So I was like, you know what? I want to be a business coach. And more importantly, I want to make a brand new YouTube channel. So I have a fresh pot of business owners who actually want to start and grow their businesses. And I'm not fighting through my couponing audience in order to find those clients. The clients are there, but I felt like building a fresh YouTube channel was going to give me more of an audience. So that's the first thing I did when I did that in 2023. But then, like I said, my life fell apart at the end of 2023. And in 2024, your girl was depressed. I like to call that my year of depression. And through my year of depression, I just did the bare minimum, but I was doing the bare minimum as a business coach. I closed down all of my couponing programs. I went down to less than a handful of clients. I went down to no monthly recurring revenue. Like, it was a really, really, really rough time in my life as I was making that pivot. But what I realized is that I was being an anything business coach. I realized that I was throwing spaghetti at the wall, seeing if it sticked. And let me tell you this, the spaghetti was sliding down the wall. Okay. Nothing was really sticking. I signed a few clients in 2024, but nothing really significant. Hey, Lyndon. Okay, I see some money signs. Hey, Pamela. Thank you so much for joining. Like, I didn't really sign. So I had to sit with myself and I said, okay, self, what is my secret sauce? And if you're a business owner, I want you to ask yourself this: what is your secret sauce? What sets you apart? When you go into the bread aisle at the grocery store, there's easily what, one, two, six shelves of bread, and it's usually at least half an aisle long. I mean, there's white bread, there's wheat bread, there's keto bread, there's sugar-free bread. There's all kinds of bread in the bread aisle, right? And people are buying all of these brands because otherwise they would not be in the bread aisle. So I said, what is my secret sauce? So as a business owner, what sets you apart? What makes your white bread different than the next white bread? And I was like, I'm just doing anything right now. But my secret sauce is content. My secret sauce is consistency. My secret sauce is that I am so consistent with my content that it yields me sales. My secret sauce is that I figure out batching my content for a month at a time and being very strategic in that way. So I said, I need to figure out what I do best, and what I do best is content. I've posted over 2,000 YouTube videos across my two channels. I've gone live over 1,000 times. I've posted hundreds of videos on TikTok and Instagram. I've done thousands of Instagram stories. And from all of that content, I've made over $400,000 in my business, all from my content. 99% of the money that I have made on the internet has come because I have created content. My brand deals, my affiliate deals, and most importantly, my coaching clients. They literally all have come from my content. All of it has come from my content. So I said, I need to focus on content. When I looked at my clients and I said, what have I helped my clients with the most? Okay. What is this live stream about? This live stream is about video content ideas for your business. Yes, over the past 6 years, I've made a total growth of over $400,000 in my business over 6 years. I've had, I think, one full year where I made over six figures. The rest of those years, were like a combination. There was a couple years where I was just like in the 80s and in the 90s. But regardless, in 6 years of making income since the beginning of 2019, I've made over $400,000, which is absolutely amazing to make as a business owner, as a small business owner who relies, all of my things have come from content, right? So like I said, I need to be a content coach. I need to focus. Why? Oh, this is what I was going before I answered your question. I looked at what I've helped my clients with the most, and it's content. I helped my 60-year-old mother create Instagram reels and get clients. Hey, Nay, how are you tonight? I've helped tons of clients create content that they hadn't created before that allowed them to grow their audience on social media. Most of my clients that I help right now, we're always talking about content and how to be consistent and how to batch their content and how to craft content that's going to build an audience and also make sales. My grandparents are business owners. That's awesome. Are you a business owner? So I said, I need to be a content coach. And then it wasn't until this year where I feel like 2024 was my depressed year. I came out of it. This year was about figuring out, what do I want this new version of Crystal, the business coach, on the second half of her 30s? What do I want my business to look like? What clients do I want to help? Who do I want to serve? And I've decided to stop holding back. YouTube is now and forever my main platform. But I was always scared. I'm just being honest. I was always scared to be like, I don't want to only talk about YouTube because, like, what about TikTok? What about Instagram? What about Facebook? Shout out to y'all because I'm live right now on TikTok and live right now on Instagram and live right now also on Facebook. I said, if I only talk about YouTube, I'll be quote unquote leaving money and people on the table. Hey, Annie, thank you so much for joining. But I said, you know what? What do I do best? What has made me know I'm 13? Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for watching. That's awesome. That's awesome. I can't believe you're watching and you're 13. I have an 11-year-old daughter. She's not here. She's with her dad, but I have an 11-year-old daughter. So I was like, what was I saying? I help business owners with their content. What am I going to do? I lost my train of thought. Point being, long story short, I've helped my audience, my clients with content. I need to be a content coach. And that's when the clarity started happening. And at the end of 2024, when I decided that I was going to focus on content, I started signing clients every single month. And then I remember my thought now. When I decided that I was going to focus on YouTube, I was like, okay, YouTube is going to be my main focus. I've done YouTube. I have 2 YouTube channels. Across both of my channels, I think I have close to 45,000 subscribers across both of my YouTube channels. So I said, I want to focus on helping business owners who want to use YouTube to market and grow their business. That's what I've done. All of my brand deals, most of them, I'll say 90% of my brand deals all come from YouTube. Like most of my opportunities all come from YouTube. So I said, I want to focus on helping business owners who want to market their business on YouTube. So much clarity came. And then I said, what method, right? What coaching program is best? The past year and a half, I've only done one-on-one coaching because my life has been so crazy. I couldn't really figure out what group coaching program I wanted to have. Thank you so much, Annie, for joining. So I said, I need to figure out what I'm going to do. And I decided this year to go back to my roots and start a membership. And the reason is for 5 years of my business, I had my Money Saving Academy. And that was a couponing program where I helped my clients save $300 or more, up to $300 per month by getting the things they want, like, and need. And I helped hundreds of clients save tens of thousands of dollars in that program. And I said, I need to come up with that version, but for content. Because what I've realized from my one-on-one clients is that so many business owners are terrible at creating content. The content is terrible and your sales reflect it because people are just not making content that actually engages their ideal clients and allows them to say, oh my gosh, I need this. I want to buy this. Right? So I said, I need to create something that's going to help my ideal clients create consistent content that converts into consistent sales with the goal of making at least $1,000 more per month in their business. So I created the Content Cash Out membership and it's launching in January. And I'm so excited about it. Why am I talking about that right now? Because in tonight's live, after I just give you my 10-minute version, my 10-minute story of me, in tonight's live, I want to talk about video content ideas for your business. Going into 2026, if you are a business owner, you should be creating video content. Video content is king. And video content is what's going to build your audience, connect your audience to you, and allow them to want to solve their problem with your product or service. So tonight's live is all about the video content you should be creating for your business. So I like to know who's here. So let me know in the comments, where are you watching from? What city, what state, what country are you watching from? And then tell me in the comments, what is your business? What problem do you solve? Let me know down in the comments where you're watching from, what city, what state, what country are you watching from, and what's your business. I'm in Central Florida. I actually now live in Lake County. I'm much further from Disney than I would like to be, but I had to move because Kinsley's school. And my business is content coaching. Whoops. And like I said, I help business owners use YouTube to market their business, to make consistent content that converts into consistent sales without having to post every single day, 3 to 5 times per day. Okay. That's what I do. My main offer is my Content Cash Out membership. And that's where I live teach, coach, and train every single month core concepts on content, consistency, and cash. Okay. So the Content Cash Out membership is created to help you make YouTube your bank, where you're going to make weekly deposits into the YouTube bank with your content, and you're going to be able to make weekly withdrawals, meaning weekly sales from the deposits of your content in your bank. I'm so excited for this membership. Now, to learn more about the membership, get on the wait list. You can go to KristenMaximizer.com, give me your information, and get on the wait list so that you can be the first to join the Content Cash Out membership in January. Okay? So, Annie says she's in Maine. Okay. Do you have a business or are you just here for fun? Which is totally fine as well. So, video content is king. If you are a business owner, you should be creating video content. These tips will work on any platform, not just YouTube. But I am so sick and tired. And I'm going to do some videos about this. And I'm going to be like, this kind of content sucks. This is the type of content you should be doing with some examples, right? So, video content is king. If you are still posting a flat, stagnant picture of your product or your ebook or your course and telling people to buy, you're doing it wrong. People don't buy when you tell them to buy. You know what else I don't like? Unpopular opinion. You know what else I don't like? When people sit and they say, go buy my lip gloss. You know what I hate even more that really makes me cringe? When people say, support a Black business. Support my business. Like, go like my picture. I absolutely hate that. I absolutely hate that type of content. Telling someone to buy does not make them want your product. Why? People pay to solve their problems. People buy a product, a service to solve their problem. So, I'm getting on my soapbox a little bit, but I promise it's all relevant. You don't tell people to buy. You tell people why this product is going to solve their problem. A very basic example, if my biz bestie is here, she would laugh at me because I always talk about lip gloss. Why did I buy this lip gloss? Because I like the color of it, okay? I don't do dusty, crusty, or musty. I don't have any makeup on. I have a filter on Instagram and TikTok, on YouTube and Facebook. I am raw dogging it. I don't put makeup on for my lives. I only put lip gloss on for my lives. So I bought this lip gloss because number one, it's very moisturizing. Number two, it's not sticky. So when I talk, you don't see strings, right? I bought it because it's colored. Because one thing I don't like is I don't like layering a lipstick in a lip gloss. Okay. Tap the screen on TikTok if this makes sense. Yes, in the comments on YouTube if this makes sense. I'm Nicole. Hey, Nicole. How are you? Is this my buddy? Hi, buddy. I miss you, buddy. How you doing? Nicole, girl, how you doing? Like the lip gloss looks good. Like it doesn't get sticky. And I don't like layering. I don't like doing lipstick and lip gloss. So I bought this lip gloss to solve the problem of my lips being moisturized, my lips being glossy when I'm on live, but not having to layer it. Does this make sense? Yes or no? So I bought this lip gloss to solve a problem. Just like very much so, I don't leave the house without this chapstick. So on my regular day when I'm walking around, this is my favorite chapstick, Maybelline Baby Lips. I don't do dusty, crusty, or musty. So I always have this literally in my pocket. I have an extra one in my backpack, okay? I always have a lip gloss. I always have a chapstick. Lip gloss stays on my desk, but I also have a lip gloss in my backpack as well. So if I need it, I have it. But I have these to solve a problem. I did not buy them because Revlon said, buy this. I bought them because I had a problem that needed a solution. This solves it. So if there was a Revlon commercial, if there was a Revlon video, if there was a Revlon piece of content, I did not buy it because they said, go buy this lip gloss. I bought it because they showed me how it's going to give me more of what I want. Does this make sense? Yes or no? She says, I'm walking with you for fun and to learn. Okay, cool. Don't just make a stagnant post and post your product. Don't just make a stagnant post that says, go buy my ebook. Nobody wants to buy that shit without you telling them why they need it. Okay? So that's the beginning of my soapbox. You want to create video content that's engaging, video content that's exciting. But most importantly, if you don't remember anything from me tonight, the why makes people buy. I don't care if you're selling your own products. I don't care if you're doing affiliates and you're selling someone else's products and getting a commission. I don't care if you're trying to build an audience so that you can be an influencer and get brand deals. When you are selling, it's all about the why. I teach my clients, you should never say buy. You should never have to say buy. It's annoying. How often do I go live? My goal for 2026 is to go live about 10 times per month. So that's about 2 to 3 times per week. If you want to stay abreast of when I go live, Annie, I would love for you to join my email list. There's a form here on TikTok. Give me your name, your email, and your phone number. I will add you to my email list. And every time I go live, I send out an email. You'll also get notified about my content cash out membership. You will also get notified when I post a brand new video every single week. And anything else that's happening. I'm also doing something brand new that I just decided for my email list. My email list is going to get exclusive content in 2026. My email list is going to get an exclusive coaching / training monthly that you can only get when you're on my email list. So if you're not on my email list, you're going to be missing out. So if you like this kind of live, but you want a private version where you might even be able to ask me questions, like verbally ask me questions, and we have a conversation like on Zoom, you should definitely get on my email list. Okay. Not all of the lives will be like that, but some of them will be like that. But you're going to get exclusive content that I'm not sharing online in a small, tight knit community of just those of you on my email list. So if you're on YouTube, you can click the link in the description box to get on the email list. Okay. You want to be on the email list. And it's KristenMaximizer.com and click on join the list. Okay. So I've been ranting and raving, but I'm loving the questions. I'm loving the engagement. Thank y'all for the questions. I'm going to share with you video content ideas for your business so it's not stagnant and it's not boring and it's not annoying. Okay. The first type of content that you should be creating for your business is what I like to call connection content. Connection content builds your audience. Why do you need to build an audience? Because you cannot sell to an empty room. The second thing, if you don't remember anything from me as a business owner, going viral is not your goal. You should not be sitting around thinking every day, how can I go viral? How can I go viral? How can I go viral? Instead, you need to switch your mindset to how can I be consistent and build an audience of ideal clients? I don't want to go viral in front of 1 million people that don't want to start a business. I'd much rather get 2,000 views on my video and 1,900 of those people want to start and grow their business. I don't want to be in front of 1 million people and only 50 of them have a business. I'd much rather be in front of 2,000 people and 1,900 of them are my ideal clients. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Tap the screen on TikTok if this makes sense. Yes, in the comments everywhere else if this makes sense. Okay. Connection content is going to help you build an audience because you cannot sell to an empty room. If there's no one in your audience, you can't sell your product. If you don't have anyone in your audience, you can't be an influencer. Who in the are you influencing if there's no one following you? If there's no one engaging in your content, there's no one to buy your products, buy your services, there's no one there. So connection content builds the know, like, and trust factor with your audience. Crystal, what's the know, like, and trust factor? Your audience needs to know you, like you, and trust you before they can buy from you. Okay. Connection content gives them that. Connection content is simply you sharing the what's in the why of your biz, the what's in the why of your business, your industry, and your story. Connection content. Tell your story is the first type of video content you should create. I was listening to some podcasts, and these business owners, these podcasters have literally been saying what I've been saying all year. Going into 2026, it's all about telling stories. People want to see and hear the most authentic version of you. This live is the most authentic version you can get of me. Nicole has met me in person. I don't know if anyone else on here has met me in person. How I am right now is how I am in person. I can't show up like this in a pre-recorded YouTube video. I mean, I can, but the way in which YouTube is not the best. I can show up like this a little bit on TikTok, but nothing is as raw and unfiltered as this live that you're getting right now. I be cussing. I use proper English only sometimes. All the things. You don't get this version of me on YouTube because I have to edit her down. Okay? Your audience is nosy. Okay? And the more you tell your story, the more they can connect with you and decide when they're ready to solve a problem that you have a solution to, they pick you. I'm not telling you to get on Beyonce's internet and tell all of your nitty-gritty business. Don't do that. Don't tell all of your business, okay? But I am saying tell the version of your story that allows your ideal clients to see how you got here. So at the beginning of this live, I told a 10-minute version of my story. I have a 1-hour version of my story. I have a 2-hour version of my story. On my birthday, which is February 15th, and my business anniversary, which is August 19th, I share the 2-hour margarita souped up versions of my story. And I go into a lot more detail. And I still don't tell y'all everything. But tell your story. My audience connects with me because I'm Black. I was young. When I started my business, I was 28. Now I'm freaking 35. I feel like an old lady, but I'm young. I'm Black. I'm a mom. I'm educated. I got fired from my job. I have a business. I live in Florida. There's so many things that my audience have connected to me with from my story that made them want to buy from me that had nothing to do with my ability to coupon. A lot of people connect with me because I'm a couponer, but that's not the number one reason why they bought from me. So tell your story. Answer these questions. Why did you even start your business? Why did you even choose this industry? What's your experience that got you to this point? A lot of times as business owners, you're starting your business on day one and you discount all of the experience that you have. I have a client who this is her third business that she's starting, but it's a coaching business. The businesses that she had in the past were like service-based businesses. And she will always be like, I don't know, I've never done this before. And I'm like, you sold $2 million businesses. You've ran businesses for the past 20 years. You've done this before. This is just a different type of business. You have 20 years of experience that you're bringing to the table. It's just in a different package. And she's like, you're right. I'm like, I know I'm right. Bring that 20 years of experience to the table. Just because this is a new business that you started last year doesn't mean that you have no experience. You have 20 plus years of business experience. This is just a new venture. You bring all of that experience to the table. Share that experience with your audience. They can connect with you. Okay. Why did you start this particular business? What's special about this particular business? Why is this the problem that you want to solve? And I answered all of these questions in the 10-minute version of my story that I told you at the beginning of my live. Why do I do that? Because I want to connect with my ideal client. I want you to know that this is for me personally. No shade to people that this happens to, but this is for me personally. I didn't start making content yesterday. I didn't make a video and go super viral and get 1 million followers. And now I'm here yapping on the internet. That is not my story at all. Across all of my platforms, I think I have reached close to 100K. I might have 100K. Let me do the math. 50 plus 42. Okay, yes, I have a little over 100K because I have 50, 42, 7 on Instagram, 1,100 on my other YouTube channel, and 2,000 on Facebook. Some of them are the same people that follow me across platforms, but I have a little over 100,000 subscribers, followers, 100,000 people in my audience across all of my platforms, right? One video didn't make me. I can count on one hand the amount of videos that I have that are over 100,000 views. It took me 5 years of posting on my couponing channel before I had a video go past 30,000 views. I have a 30,000 view video and I have a 200,000 view video. All the rest of my videos are like 16,000 views and below on my couponing channel. And I posted over there consistently for 5 years. On TikTok, I do have a few videos that have over 100,000 views. I have one that has like 400,000, and then there's a couple that are 100,000. But like one video didn't make me. Absolutely not. I have been posting every single week for 7 years. In those 7 years, there's about 6 months total where I didn't post. That was, when my life fell apart, a little bit of time during COVID, a little bit of me figuring out. But in 7 years, I was only not consistent for 6 months. And it wasn't 6 months straight. It was like 6 weeks here, 5 weeks here, 6 weeks here. Does that make sense? So I like to tell my story so you know the experience that I bring to the table, and you know that I just didn't wake up yesterday, make a video, go viral, and now I'm here talking to you. I'm not new to this. I am true to this. 7 years. This August will make 8 years that I have been creating content. Arguably on the hardest platform. YouTube is the hardest. Everything else is much easier. Like, if you can do YouTube, you can do any platform. Why did you decide to solve this problem that you're solving in your business? That is the connection content about your story that you should be creating as a business owner. Okay? Not selling anything, not telling people to buy anything, focusing on your story. This type of content you can do face to camera. You can do a short form content, you can do long form content, or you can do what I'm doing right now and go live and literally tell your story. My OG subscribers and followers, they can tell you parts of my story because I repeat it all the time. Okay. I'm telling this current version of my story because I like you to know where I started and how I got to the Krista Maximizer that's in front of you today. But my OG subscribers know my story used to sound a whole lot different because I used to focus on, I always wanted a business. I didn't know what that business was going to be. My first serious side hustle I started, I hated it. So on and so forth. I got fired on my 1-year YouTube anniversary. Like, there's so many parts of my story that I tell in different versions. And every year the versions of the story change because my life fell apart and I was depressed for a year. That's very important to the story. Because 2024 did not go nowhere near like I imagined. Like, I just look back at my 2024 analytics and my 2024 income. I was in the poorhouse in 2024. The good Lord kept me. I don't know what in the hell I was doing. I mean, I know I was grieving, but like, I looked at my analytics and I looked at my income. I was like, whew, Jesus. That was a rough year. Whew. Thank God I don't look like what I've been through because that was a very rough year. So I tell the version of my story that is relevant for me at the time. So when you're creating content for your business, you need to tell your story. It's important. It's very important for you to connect with your audience. Okay. Let me know if y'all have any questions. She says she is the same person. I know I'd be acting like this. I'd be a little unhinged too. Not a little. I'd be unhinged. I definitely do. Since I got fired and not having to be in corporate anymore, it opened up a path of freedom that I hadn't experienced before. Being in corporate made me small. Like, I had to play small. I couldn't fully be myself. And the longer that I'm not in corporate, because if I've been in my business for 7 years, that means I've been out of corporate for 6 years. The more I get away from being in corporate and being on my own, the more unhinged I become. Like, it's just so amazing to not have to wake up to an alarm, except for the days I have to take Kinsley to school. And the fact that I get to take her to school, pick her up, take her to practice, I can do all the things. Like, Kinsley don't have school on Friday because, like, her school is like college and they're taking exams. I don't have to ask to take off on Friday or find childcare for her on Friday. Like, she doesn't have school on Tuesday or Friday. And I got to pick her up at like 1 o'clock most days because the exams are done. When the exam is done, I pick her up. I don't got to ask nobody for permission or anything. And it feels so good that I can just be there because I can just be there and be on my own time. But anywho, that's also a part of my story. But the next type of video content you should make for your business that you can make is behind the scenes content. I want you to put a number 1 in the chat if you like watching behind the scenes. Have you ever watched on like Discovery Channel, like how it's made? Like, I watched them make ice cream, the Good Humor ice cream bars. My stepdad used to work at a bread factory in Baltimore, the Smith's Bread Factory. My stepdad used to work there, and he took us in there, and I got to see how they make the Smith's blue ribbon bread. Oh my God. It blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind. And secret, if you in Baltimore, I want you to look at the manufacturer of your bread on the packaging, because 6 different types of bread came from one loaf. They made one loaf of white bread, and then they had 6 different bags at the end of the machinery. One was blue ribbon, one was the yellow bag, one was the giant brand, and it all says manufactured in the Smith's manufacturing, but it's all the same bread. So buy the Giant brand, because the Giant brand is the same exact make as the $4.99 Smith's Blue Ribbon bread. I don't buy expensive bread anymore because it's all the same. Now, when it's BOGO at Publix, I will. In Baltimore, absolutely not, because I know it comes from the same factory. But look at the manufacturers of the products, and you will see the bread smells amazing. You want to know what's even better, Nicole? When we used to pick him up from work, he could bring 2 loaves of bread home every single day for free. We would pick him up from work, and he would bring the brown and serve rolls. They would still be hot. Like, you could see the condensation in the bag. We would eat the whole pack before we got home. Like, between the 3, 4 of us, whoever was picking him up from work, it just melted in your mouth, because he literally like, oh, I just grabbed these off the line. Like, he would bring home 2 loaves of bread every single day. I mean, he was feeding the hood. He worked there for like 6, 7 years. He was feeding the hood with that bread. Like, we didn't buy bread for 8 years that he worked there, and then his friends worked there. When he stopped working there, we didn't buy bread for 8 years, because he could bring 2 loaves home for free every single day. It was so daggone good. But behind the scenes content, your audience loves it. Yes, fresh rolls. And one time my mother was like, I brought some butter. So when he got off, he wasn't quite done yet. So he brought the bread out to the car to my mom. So while my mom was waiting for him to finish work, she was in the car like a big bag eating buttered rolls, because the rolls were so freaking fresh. Oh, I love that era of him working there. But behind the scenes, content, how do you make your products? How do you formulate your offers? I'm going to be making more content like this. I'll talk about it when I talk about my day in the lives, which we can talk about those now. I'm going to make more content around how I'm creating my membership and what that ideation looks like creating the membership. I'm going to make more content around like showing you how I prepare for my lives, and showing you what that entails and how long it takes me and what's my process. Because you see me live right now. You see me looking over here. I have an outline for all of my lives. If you can't tell, I'm a certified yapper and I love to talk. And I'm very passionate about these topics. And I can talk about this for hours and hours. 2 things I can talk about for hours and hours: business/content and couponing. If you want to save money, if you want to make money, I'm your girl. I will yap you up for hours. Tell me what you like, and I'll tell you what business to start, right? Tell me how much you're spending on grocery shopping, and I can teach you how to cut that by at least 30 to 40%. Okay. Those 2 things I can talk about forever. So I want to show you the behind the scenes. So when you're thinking about video content to create for your business, what does it look like to actually run your business behind the scenes? People see your candles at the farmer's market, but what process did it take for you to get to the candles, to get to the jars, to get to the wicks, to get to the lids? I'm launching my content cash out membership, but it took me a year of figuring out, like, maybe I'll do a video on this. It took me a year figuring out, like, it took me 2 failed launches where no one signed up for my programs in the way that I wanted them to sign up. And before I figured out, I need to go back to memberships, because these programs ain't working. Okay. Like, how did I figure out what to put in the membership? How did I make a successful membership before? The behind the scenes, people want to see it. How do you make your products? How do you create your services? Show your audience what it looks like. Which is why I started doing day in the life content. So at the beginning of 2025, after having my depressed year of 2024, at the end of 2024, August, September, I started to get my mojo back. Okay. I got out of the depression and I started working again, like more consistently. And I said, What ways am I leaving money on the table? And how can I create more content? YouTube is my main platform. Where am I leaving money on the table with YouTube? It was shorts. I just realized shorts came out in 2021. I've been avoiding doing shorts. I avoided doing shorts for 3 years. I didn't do it in 2021, didn't really do them in 2022, barely touched them in 2023. It wasn't until 2024 that I was like, or is that this year? Shit, that was this year. That was not last year. I've been doing shorts for 2025. So 4 years I ignored shorts. Then at the beginning of 2025, I said, how am I leaving money on the table and what can I do to create more content for my business? Make more money in my business. I had monetized channels and everything. I'm like, where am I leaving money on the table? And I was like, I need to utilize shorts. If YouTube is going to be my main platform, and this is a advice to you, whatever your main platform is, use all the features. And I wasn't using all the features. I was not using shorts. I go live, I make long form content. I make a stagnant post every now and then for the community, but I wasn't using shorts. So all the video content methods I wasn't utilizing. So I said, I want to make shorts, but I don't want them to be all talking head videos. I love my talking head videos, but I was like, I need to tell more stories. I was like, I want to show my audience what my life is like as a business owner with 2 side hustles. So I started creating day in the life content. I started showing more of the behind the scenes. Let me know in the comments, do you like my day in the life content? Yes or no. If you watch my day in the life content, let me know in the comments, do you like my day in the life content? Because I absolutely freaking love it. I love showing the behind the scenes of what my life looks like, what my side hustles looks like, what my business look like, a little bit of momming. It reminds me of the 2019, 2020 version of Crystal that was on Instagram stories like crazy, but like in a long forms. Someone commented on my YouTube that like my day in the lives are like mini movies, and that melted my heart because that's what I wanted. So show your audience the behind the scenes. Day in the life content is where it's at moving into 2026. Storytelling is what you want to do. I should have wrote this. Video content ideas, storytelling. Telling your story, telling your business story, telling stories about your industry, telling stories about your clients and customers, telling stories about your products. That is what you should be doing in 2026. So for me, the day in the life content, I absolutely love it. And I'm tweaking it a little bit because I realized I wasn't talking enough about my business. And I started this to talk about my business. So I'm like, I need to talk about my business more. I need to tell y'all about my business more and about what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and what it looks like. So that's going to be happening. But show your audience the behind the scenes. Okay. The next type of video content you can create for your business is industry education. Educate, motivate, and inspire your audience. This is when you do the talking head videos, okay? So if you are a hairstylist and you do hair, you're a hair service provider, talk about hair. Talk about maintaining hairstyles in between going to the salon. Talk about the best products to use, the best products not to use, different types of hair, different type of hair tools, different type of hair products. If you are a event planner, you provide a service. Tell us about the different types of balloons, the best things to set up for an event. If you can't afford an event planner, how to make your small budget look like a big budget. Educate, motivate, and inspire your audience. Tell your audience about your failures. Maybe you were doing an event and you needed 1,500 balloons and you accidentally ordered 1,000. Or maybe you needed 1,500 balloons and you accidentally ordered 3,000. Or you accidentally got the wrong color. One of my favorite content creators that I watch is Brookie's Bakehouse. She's a bakery owner and she started doing day in the life content. And now she has like 4 or 5 stores. Like, her business blew up. But one type of content I really loved about her is when she made mistakes. She forgot to make cakes. She put the wrong colors on cakes. She put the wrong names on cakes, and she showed us all of it. That's the type of content your audience wants to see. She was educating on us on the type of ingredients she uses, why she uses those ingredients, why she decided to make the cookie that she wanted to make, why her cookie is a little bit different, and all the things. Educate your audience. I also love watching the hairstylists. This one hairstylist is called Crystal Chaos. I absolutely love watching her because she shows us the consultation that she does with her client. And then she takes us behind the scenes as she's mixing up her color, mixing up her lightener, mixing up the developer, and she's educating us. For this type of hair and for this type of color, I'm going to use this, and this is why. And I'm not going to do this and this because this is why. Educating and motivating. So she's giving us a little bit of like a day in the life, and then she's giving us face the camera. This is what I'm doing, and this is why. Then she's giving us more voiceover with the client, and then she's showing us the final product. Educate and motivate your audience. Talk about your industry. Talk about myths, misconceptions, things your audience may not know, but things that they need to know. Okay? So educate your audience. Next type of video content you should be doing, all about your business. Remember, I talked about connection content, your business, your industry, your story. Talk about your business, but not buy my offer, buy my offer, buy my offer. No one wants to hear that shit. I promise you. Talk about your business from the place of, this is why I started it. This is why it's helpful. This is who it helps. This is why it helps them. This is how it helps them. This is how it gives them more of what they want. People don't care about the product necessarily. People care about what's in it for them. How is your conditioner going to make my hair softer and easier to detangle? I'm tired. How is your lip gloss going to make my lips glossy, but not sticky and not rub off too fast because I talk a lot and I'm drinking water? Okay. How is your content membership going to help me with my business? How is your coaching going to keep me accountable in my business and help me make more money? That's what people care about. They don't care about the product. They don't care about the service. They care about the transformation that they're going to get on the other side of it. That's what you should be talking about in your video content around your business. Okay. My Content Cash Out membership is going to help you make an additional $1,000 per month because you're going to be consistent on one social media platform. We are going to plan, batch, and schedule your content for a month at a time. We're going to sit together, and every single month, we're going to plan your content together. I'm going to teach you everything from idea creation all the way to post-production. I'm going to help you with your thumbnails. I'm going to help you with editing. I'm going to help you with titles. I'm going to help you with your description boxes. I'm going to help you with the act of actually recording. I'm going to help you with everything you need from beginning to end to create consistent content that's going to convert into consistent sales. I'm going to help you build your audience so you have someone to tell to. That is what you're going to get in the Content Cash Out membership. On the other side of it, you're going to have an audience that's built. You're going to have the skill of being able to plan, batch, and schedule your content for a month at a time. Most importantly, you're going to know how to sell to your specific audience and your specific voice. And it's not going to feel like an infomercial. It's not going to feel pushy. It's not going to feel salesy. And you don't have to post 3 to 5 times per day because that's a crock of crap. Nope. No one has time to be posting 3 to 5 times per day. That's too much. That's how I'm going to help you in the Content Cash Out membership. Does this make sense? Yes or no? Yes in the comments if this makes sense. Tap the screen on TikTok if this makes sense. Okay. Which brings me into my next type of content you can create. All the whys. The why is why people buy. The why makes people buy. People buy your product because you tell them why they need it, why it's the best option for them, why it gives them more of what they want, why it solves their problem. When you're thinking about content to create, answer all the whys. Why do they need it? Why is it the best? Why is it going to give them more of what they want? Why is their life going to be better on the other side? Why is their problem going to be solved with this product or service? The why makes people buy. And then lastly, show and tell, especially if you have a physical product. If you have a physical product, don't just say buy my lip gloss. You want to say like this. The reason why I created this super chocolate lip gloss is because I hated layering. I hated having to put on a super dry lipstick and then put a gloss on top of it. It never stayed put. It was never the right shade. It was super sticky. My lips would crack because there was too much stuff on it because I had to put 2 layers of lipstick and then 2 layers of gloss, and I'm constantly reapplying it, and I was sick of it. I wanted something that was not only going to moisturize my lips, but also give me a tint so I did not have to put lipstick under it. So I created this lip gloss. I created it with XYZ ingredients, and I created it selfishly for me. And it wasn't until I was rocking it that my friends and family were like, "Girl, you need to sell this." And I'm like, "What, for real?" Like, I made this for me because I needed it. The gloss, the shine, and most importantly, the color. I wanted a black girl nude because a white girl nude, the pink nudes, that's not nude for a black girl. Like, I like the pink lips sometimes, but like, I want to be black girl nude. So I was like, I need to create a color that works for me selfishly. Now, it can also work for some other people, but this is why I created it. Now, I created this applicator because of XYZ, and I use these fibers because of XYZ, and it glides on and it looks like this. And then, most importantly, I had to make sure that the lip gloss base wasn't sticky because I be talking. I'm a yapper, and I can't be sitting up here on live with with strings coming out. You see that? I'm talking. It's not moving. It also doesn't like crease in the center. Now, this one, it's a little bit more of an expensive product. Okay. I like the shade of it, but it crusties in the corner. No, 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 no. The one I created, don't do none of that. Do you see the difference? Instead of saying buy my lip gloss, I told you the story of the lip gloss. I showed you the lip gloss. I told you about the lip gloss, but most importantly, I told you why I did what I did. Because there's more certified yappers out there. There's more black girls that want a nude that fits their skin tone. There's a lot of people out there that are talking and they don't want sticky old lip gloss. There's a lot of women out there that don't like to layer. Now, some women love it. If you love it, I love it for you. But me, I want a one product. I want to put one product on. You know, my favorite lip gloss? I don't even think I have anymore. My favorite is that freaking Fenty Gloss Bomb. I don't even know where it is. Do I have one in here? My favorite is Fenty Gloss Bomb. Cannot even find it. Matter of fact, I need to go find where it is. That Gloss Bomb is crazy. Okay. So show and tell. How could I apply this to an ebook? Very simply. What is the ebook about? Why do we need the ebook? What is it going to teach me? How is it going to help me on the other side? Simple. Why do we need this ebook? What is it going to help me with? How is it going to help me get more of what I want? What problem is it going to solve? It's always about the why. This applies to everything. It's always about the why. Doesn't matter what the product is. Why do I need it? Why is it going to help me? Why is it going to give me more of what I want? Why is it going to solve my problem? Now, you can't show and tell. Like, I can't show and tell my membership to you. I can show you some of the features that are in my membership. Once I have the Facebook group open, I can give you a tutorial of the Facebook. But when it comes to services, like, I can't show you my one-on-one coaching. I can't do that. I can only tell you what you're going to get on the other side of it. So for coaching, for courses, for ebooks, you have to convey to your audience why the transformation is going to solve their problem and what's in it for them. Content cash out membership, the goal is to help you make an extra $1,000. Content cash out membership, the goal is to help you plan your content for a month at a time. Content cash out membership, the goal is to help you be consistent and accountable to your content where you're posting every single week. So you're making weekly deposits so you can make weekly withdrawals. You cannot withdraw from an empty bank account. If there's no money in your bank account, you can't take any out. You can tap your debit card and overdraft it, but now you're in the negative. You have to put more in before you can take any more out. And you're going to get charged the overdraft fee because they covered it for you. So you're going to burn yourself out trying to withdraw from a pot that nothing is in. So you have to put in the deposits. So the content cash out membership is going to help you put in those deposits every week with ease. We're not posting 3 to 5 times per day. We're not posting every single day. You don't have to show up on social media every single day. You'll be present every single week, but you physically do not have to open that app every single day the way that I'm going to teach you in the content cash out membership. We plan, batch, and schedule over here. Does this make sense? Yes or no? It's all about the why. Okay. It's all about what they're going to get on the other side. So, those are my tips for video content that you should create for your business. I would love to know if you have any questions. Please drop your questions in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them. If you don't have any questions, can you let me know, was this helpful? Yes or no? Was this helpful? Yes or no? And what I would like from you all is to do two things. Number one, I would love if you could, number one, subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Build a Business with Chris. It's Build a Business with KRYS. And then, second, if you are a business owner who is ready to be consistent with their content in 2026 and you want to work with me, get on the waitlist for my Content Cash Out membership. My goal is to get 100 people, 100 business owners on the wait list. We got about 10. So my goal is to get 100 by January, and I'm really behind the 8 ball, okay? So if you are interested at all in the Content Cash Out membership, just go to my website, KrisTheMaximizer.com, and it's KRYS, The Maximizer. Click on membership and get on the wait list. I lied, y'all. We only got about 10. Oh, Pamela, yours bounced. So can you go and do it again, Pamela? I don't think Pamela's here. I'll have to reach out to her. I'll message her and tell her. I think her email is wrong. I'll message her. But do those two things for me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and get on the wait list if you want to join us in the membership. It launches in January. I'm going to do a live later and talk more and more and more about the membership. But yeah, and it's only, I should have said it's $99 a month. The membership's only $99 a month. And I coach live 3 times per month in there. All right. So, are there any questions? If there's no questions, was this helpful for you? Yes or no? I'm also doing Vlogmas. So today is day 13. So we're past the halfway point. I am posting a long form video on my YouTube channel every single day, which was quite the feat. I recorded those videos. It took me about 7 hours to record 25. Actually, I recorded 27 videos because I recorded the intro and I recorded the Content Cash Out info video. So I recorded 27 videos. It took me about 7 hours. And I'm posting one long form video every single day from now until Christmas. And then I'm also posting a short every single day. So I'm posting twice a day on my YouTube channel until the 25th. And then going into 2026, I'll be posting a short every single day. My goal is to post a short every single day for the year. Like, I'm going to hold myself to it. Some of those shorts are going to be, I promised myself that I was going to post every single day. Today, we're going to talk about why you need a YouTube channel. I don't know how many of those videos you're going to get, okay? I don't know how many videos that you're going to get, but you're going to get a bunch of those. But anywho, that's my plan. And I think I'm going to do a live as well, talking about like what my content plan looks like for 2026. I'm also hosting a content and goals planning workshop at the end of the year. I think I'm going to host it on like the 30th. One of these days at the end of the year, at the end of the month. And if you there's a few people who already signed up for the Content Cash Out membership. They get to come for free. If you want to come to the sales, it's a goals and content planning workshop for 2026, where I'm going to walk you through setting up your goals for 2026 for your business and setting up your overarching content plan for 2026. It's going to be a small fee if you're not in the membership, because I did run a Black Friday promo to get in the membership. So there will be a small fee. If you pay the small fee and you join and you decide you want to join the membership, that fee will just come off. It's probably going to be around $26. I'm thinking I'm going to do it for $26. It'll be a 2-hour workshop where I help you set up your goals and I help you set up your overarching content plan for 2026. If you're on my email list, you'll get all the details. So when you get on the wait list / get on my email list, you'll get all the details about that. But I think I'm going to do it. I think I have it slated for the 30th. I think I'm going to do it on the 30th, 2-hour workshop. Okay. All right. Those are all the updates. Hey, Keisha. I'm happy to hear it was helpful. Okay. So I'm going to go because I'm tired and I think I still need to get like 600 steps. My goal is to get 7,000 steps a day. and I think I'm a little bit behind. I'm still working on my consistency. I understand. I understand. So definitely make sure you get on my email list, Annie, so you can be notified when I go live again. And all the other things. Okay. So I would like to thank you all so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. I'll be live again in a few more days. I'm not sure about tomorrow because I got to get Kinsley back tomorrow. But I will see y'all again real soon. Good night.